Hello and welcome to the stream. I'm Victoria Corva, you can call me V, and today I'm playing more Book of Travels, which I absolutely adore. And for all I keep saying, oh, we're coming to the end of like the content, we aren't really, like, if I don't want to. So we'll see how that goes. Hello to Kyrevo, thank you so much for being here. To Calmly Enveloped and Teferax, hello and welcome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing more of this. Today my goal is to go to the Jade Urn Pavilion. This is another outmark or secret location, which I believe you access via Jade Urn, which is quite a dangerous area in the game. And obviously, my character still doesn't fight in any capacity, so I don't know exactly what to expect. Probably a lot of running, but I've gotten pretty good at that. Oh, kitty, let's go pet this white cat quickly. I like this cat. Hello. Have a pet. Calmly Enveloped says, sorted your inventory? I have. I was saying for once I was going to get my inventory sorted before the stream, and actually since I haven't played very much since the last stream, my inventory was absolutely, it was 100% packed with very expensive things, which I've managed to sell off and consolidate into some smaller things that are worth even more. But obviously my inventory is still quite full. I think I'm hitting the maximum amount of like rich things I can own. But I'm doing my best. Calmly Enveloped says, Jade sounds like a very cynical area. I like that. I like that. So, I'm going to try not to pick up anything that goes into my inventory. So I can pick up, until I get to Jade Urn, I can pick up reagents and ingredients that go into my ingredients pouch. That doesn't take up any inventory space. But everything else I'm going to try and avoid. Oh, someone just did an activity up there. There might be a player up there. Maybe? Well, they're not near enough for me to see them on the map. Anyway, I am going to do my best. So the stream starts, as all my streams start, with me just wandering this very beautiful world. Which I wouldn't say is such a terrible way to start a stream. Maybe look at where I'm trying to get to. So I'm trying to get to the Jade Urn Pavilion. Now I believe to get there I need to go down through the Alcan Rock coast. So if I'm starting here, I want to just cross here and follow the road down to the lowest exit, I think. So that should be okay. Calmly Enveloped says, oh wow, those trees in the background are incredible. Those trees are named. These trees are, I mean, it's a lovely location. They're Kam and Esnan. I think they're the largest trees in the game. And they have a little space beneath them, and sometimes you have encounters there. But I don't see anyone there right now. It's lovely. Calmly Enveloped says, good names. I completely agree. Hello and welcome, Game and Eel. Teferax is just traveling bookly. Yes, exactly. I'm just traveling in a book manner. Bookish manner. Alright. Oh. I have failed to use the bridge. That's fine, that's totally fine. Who needs bridges anyway when you can get soaked? So. Yeah, I am still, this is absolutely my favorite game right now. Well, I am also really loving East Shade, so there's tough competition with what I'm playing right now. But I can really imagine myself playing Book of Travels kind of forever, especially once new content comes in. I keep looking for other MMOs I can also play that might have a similar vibe, and there's just nothing really out that appeals to me. Maybe one day. Calmly envelops is wet from failing to use a bridge. Just walk it off. Yep. We'll try eventually. No, I must not pick up that item. I have no space for all the random junk you pick up at the side of the road. Who knows how much treasure there might be in Jade Urn Pavilion. I've never been there, so... Tefrax says, what have bridges ever done for us? Yeah, apart from keeping us dry and letting us cross large water sources and improving our infrastructure, what have bridges ever done for us? Lovely reference. Kairibo says, oh no, the chill walking is distracting me too much after all. Oh, I'm sorry, Kairibo. I'm really not doing anything interesting at all, I promise. I'm really just walking. Unfortunately, walking in this game is so pretty. I took the wrong road. I'm gonna get wet again. Let's travel south. I absolutely just took the wrong road. Now, I still haven't managed to get my hands on an align spell, and that's still one of my big goals, is to get a hold of an align spell so that I can make ghosts visible and speak to ghosts that aren't normally visible. Like, I have it on my other character, I don't have it on this one, and I think it's very useful. So hopefully... I mean, sometimes you find them as loot, so it could be possible. Or we might encounter a traveling knot trader that carries it. But in the meantime, I can summon a ghost deer. I can turn into a deer myself. I can make a little... It's called a wind shelter, but I like to call it my blanket fort. Oh, wait, let me build my blanket fort. I don't know if I've done that on stream yet. Yeah! And basically, if it's raining, you just go and stand under it and you get the sheltered status effect. Ha ha ha. I love my blanket fort. Tefrex says you've got a great portfolio right now. What, of the games I'm playing with Book of Travels and Eastshade? I completely agree. I feel really fortunate. I've got a couple other games I think I'll play when I run out of things to do in either of these, but I do feel like I will not get as much gameplay out of them as I've gotten out of Eastshade and Book of Travels. It would be lovely to find something else that has as much staying power as these two really beautiful games. Okay, I can hear ghosts. I think there's always ghosts around here. It's all scary, but I'm pretty sure they're just gambling. Ghosts are always gambling, you know? Hello and welcome, Fixato! Ooh, I like your waving cat emote. Very good. Teferax says A+ blanket fort. Thank you, Teferax. I'm very proud. I think you can eventually build more impressive blanket forts than the one I've built. But I'm not complaining. Calmly envelops says, I guess you could say they're in good spirits. What, the gambling ghosts? I love it. Okay, Mistkeeper's Toe. This is one of the new areas that I really enjoy. It's very small. It's just kind of... It's been stitched in between other areas, but it's really beautiful. Fixato says, unfortunately, I have to dash. Oh, okay. Well, it was lovely to briefly say hello. Thanks for stopping by. Alright. Now... I think this takes me to Lakatos. Oh yeah, this map doesn't have a wide map yet. That takes me to Lakatos String. So I think this takes me to Jade Urn. So I'm going to travel down once I get to the end of this path. Gamer Neil says, is there any new content lately in this game? I haven't played it for the last couple of weeks. At the moment, they're focusing on bug fixes. So we've had a little patch that was just, bug fixes. And I don't think we're going to get anything new for, I mean, probably at least a couple months. Judging by the fact that they want to make sure everything's very stable before they add anything else. That said, I mean, I feel like there's still lots to do. There's just not a lot of new areas. No, south. Okay. Let's go this way. Pick up some ingredients as I wander around. Make sure I can summon all my various creatures, and I did this with 2 other players once, this shrine. I think I can't do it on my own. Oh, I can! Was it this shrine? There was a couple shrines that we did in Mistkeeper's Toe which turned us into animals. I hope this was one of them. I would love to be turned into an animal. Okay. Blessed and not cursed, that's always nice. An inner light fills your spirit with energy. I don't really know the difference between this blessing and the reinvigorating blessing, because they both affect your energy. But I'm very happy to have it. I won't need to eat. I can hear goats over there, I think. Alright, Charwood Forest. Okay. Go through Charwood to the Jade Urn. Calmly Enveloped said, so knots still require resources? They do. They always require ingredients. They don't usually require very many. But essentially it's a game where you're constantly harvesting resources and reagents in order to use your abilities. Okay. Which I actually... I quite like. As someone who used to play, I did a lot of playing World of Warcraft as a pacifist. One of the main ways that you level in that game is by harvesting resources, like picking flowers, if you can't fight anything, because the game wants you to fight things. And of course it took forever to do that. And I never reached max level doing it, because I don't have that kind of time. It's nonetheless a gameplay mode I'm very familiar with, and I would say it's much more pleasant in this game, where the resources I'm picking up can be used to use my skills, and where not every flower is guarded by like a spider or a dinosaur that wants to kill me. There's a lot of ghosts here, I think. Well, I can't see them. I'm not really paying attention to where I'm going. Half-Aradom. Okay, I will travel down. Tefrax says it's a naughty problem. Calmly Enveloped says, interesting, I thought knots contained the spell and so would not require resources. No, they do. I believe that the idea of the casting is that you tie the knot, you untie the knot to release the spell, and it also consumes ingredients to do it. This location, Half-Aradom, is where the night market takes place on Tuesday nights. I feel like I just heard someone casting a spell over here, but I don't see anyone. Oh, well, there's hunters over there. I don't have to worry about them. Calmly Enveloped says, I probably badly haven't played much as I prefer co-op games when people I know are online and playing with me. Oh, I do get that. I really love playing playing games cooperatively. So I play a lot of like Fortnite and stuff like that because I just love being part of a team. But it's really important to me to have a game where I can interact with other players, but also I can play it on my own, and I think games like Book of Travels are really good for that. It's always a pleasure to interact with other players. I feel really lucky if a friend maybe comes online and asks to play with me, but on the whole, overwhelmingly, I play it alone, and I still enjoy it. Oh, this is the road. Is this the road I'm looking for? Yes, okay. Hello and welcome, Nine-Tailed Dragon. Nine says, hearing V talk about chill, collect, and craft mechanics is just making me sigh about Glitch and Feral. Yeah. I mean, Feral... Oh, whoa. Okay. They will certainly attack me. I'd quite like to get a look at them, so I'm going to turn into a deer. They'll never know. Yeah, Feral very much fulfilled this role for me as something that I could just play on my own or with other people. And it was much more accessible because it was free and very quick to install and could be played on mobile, and I'm just still heartbroken that it's gone and that the devs were so terrible. Well, the CEO was so terrible. The devs didn't really do anything wrong. Yep, this is Sister Greena and her wolf sisters. She would try and kill me. But she's never killed me yet because I'm wily and I can turn into animals. I don't know why everyone... There was like a crowd just then? The Jade Urn. Okay, we're going where we need to go. Colin Belt says, by the way, I saw your post about names, so I'm not sure if it's still okay to call you V. No, it absolutely is. V is my name, just totally correct. I'm always going to be V. That is not going to change. I am thinking about changing my name from Victoria. Because the name... Oh no, oh no! I accidentally transformed back. Yeah, Victoria feels gendered. I know that names really aren't actually gendered and that's all in our heads, but it makes me uncomfortable and I would like to change it to something else. Whereas V gives me joy, and it might be, I don't know, depending on how the experiment I'm doing with a new name goes, that I just change my name to V instead of it being a nickname. Yeah, of course you get it. Let's see. So the Jade Urn Pavilion, which is the outmark I am looking for. I heard from some drunken adventurers that were quite frightened and rattled that if you search the bushes at the north of the Jade Urn, you can find a secret location, but that it's a dangerous location and you must not go alone. So, I'm going to search for it. Now, I've had a little bit of advice from other players that what I'm looking for is to the northeast. So I'm going to be searching the northeast as much as I can. But I've never actually found this location yet. So keep your eyes peeled. Hopefully one of the little compass signifiers will come up so I'll know I'm close. And there's also lots of mirror ash leaf here, which is great. So that's quite a rare resource. I try not to pick up any items yet, because I want to keep my inventory free. Nine-Tailed Dragon says, I wouldn't say V is just a nickname. In my mind, the difference between a nickname and a real name is whether you'd call yourself by it. I have many names, and I am happy with the state of affairs. Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that to some degree, but I also, like, when I go to the doctors or go to the bank, they call me Victoria. And I could ask them to call me V, but the Victoria will always be there, you know? And I would like to change it to something that I don't dislike and doesn't feel invalidating. Oh, the thing about the way this game is designed is that there's always like gaps in the trees and stuff like that I just think if only I could walk through them. You very often can't. That's not really that negative, it's just... This world is so beautiful, I wish it was even bigger, I guess. Ninetailed Dragon says, legal names are something else and are terrible. Yes. Yeah, nearly everyone I know in friends and family calls me V now. Which is great. But I would like it if the rest of the world could reflect that. Let's see. Went past the bushes. But still traveling more east. Let's see what we find. Maybe it's over here. Behind this tree? No? I'm sure the other players mentioned something about the stream. Maybe it's over here. That looks like a path, kind of, doesn't it? Oh! Oh, I spent hours searching over here and never found this before. Oh! 9 says also single letter names are great. I agree. Thank you very much. Kariva says, okay, this is super nice and chill, but it does distract me too much. Have fun, everyone. Oh, my... What just happened? What just... Oh, okay, this is a mistake. Goodbye, Kariva. Sorry for distracting you. I hope you have a good rest of the day and work goes okay. Teferac says you have to sign your illegal name with a black thistle. I would never. 9 says everyone at work calls me T. That's awesome. Let's see. Here's a mystic. I think they're just practicing and want me to leave. Gives you a meaningful look. I'm experimenting with a new spell knot. Don't stand too close, please. There is some fragmentation sometimes that smarts like crazy. I require solitude to concentrate, and I don't want to hurt anyone except myself, so... If you'll excuse me? Yeah, I've spent a lot of time hovering around these practicing mystics, and I've never yet had anything happen to me, unfortunately. Oh, wait, no, I'm not supposed to pick up any of this. Okay, just... Wait, oh. I can't believe I searched for, like... I think I searched for over an hour. I didn't find it. It was just a little bit further south than I was looking. Okay, we're in the Jade Urn Pavilion. This is the dangerous... I think it's like a temple. Which I am not supposed to travel to alone. But which I obviously did. And was obviously always going to. Colleen Phillips says it'd be cool if you like could make new knots yourself. Oh, it really would be. I don't know whether that's on the plate, but I know that there will be lots of other kinds of crafting and things like that, so... Ooh, how strong is this? I'm that strong! This is good. Okay. Items? Secret passage? Probably just items with a little stone. Ninetailed Dragon says definitely custom spells are so difficult to make work in games. Yeah. Okay, these are... I'm not going to take the polished sulfur jar. I'm going to take high value items only. One of my favourite games is Morrowind, The Elder Scrolls 3. And you can do spell making in that game, mixing and matching various effects. So you can't make new effects, but it was fun to mix and match them. But it was a mess of a system. For sure. Oh. This is very pretty. So unlike the last Outmark we went to, this one it appears to be mostly outdoors. Oh wait, there was something on the ground at my... Oh yeah, I already did that. My short-term memory, very bad. I'm gonna go in here, I think. Jubal says imagined academic article title, Magic Users and Their Social Status in Book of Travels. The Gap Between the Haves and the Have-Nots. Hello, Jubal. Welcome. Do you just wait? Every time you come in, do you just wait until you've got either song lyrics or a good pun to say anything? You always make an entrance. I love it. Alright. Ooh. Let's go this way. Is that a knot, perhaps? Well, it's not one I can read anyway. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, Mirror Ash leaf? Or is it olive? I hope it's Mirror Ash. Yes! Okay, I have 18 transformations into a deer, so I think I'm going to be pretty safe. A moldy walnut. I will not be picking that up. An amateur wooden spoon. And a folded paper cube. Okay, I'm going to leave all of those. I'm going to summon my ghost deer. So that I'm not alone. There it is. Hello. Oh, these statues. An ancient Elden sculpture. Its display mechanism appears unloaded. Alright, they both say that. I should see if I can interact with them in any way. Tufrax says, I think the usual challenge is making spells which are part way between two spells, or otherwise hybridized, without them becoming watered down or indistinct. Oh, that's a good point. So I can just look at that. Recently unloaded. Maybe another player's already been here today. It's more of these strange statues. He's wrestling with like a lizard-like creature. There's flowers growing in this fountain. Jubal says, I think a computer game's part of the issue is just graphically. Like being able to fine-tune the exact effect of a buff spell would be very doable, but turning into an animal means you need all the implementation of that animal. Yes, very true. Let's see. I'm just gonna pick up these crocus roots. They're not particularly rare, but... Why do I hear a baby laughing? I'm so certain that there are just ghosts everywhere, because sometimes I just hear sounds that I can't put a face to. Well, so far this incredibly dangerous pavilion I was told not to enter on my own seems beautiful and completely safe. But maybe I'm not into it properly yet, I don't know. Or maybe someone's already been here and cleared out all the danger. Fresh water well. Getting that underground ambient echo. And I feel like I can hear very faint kind of guttural chanting, like I could hear in the underbelly. Unless it's supposed to be mechanical, perhaps. And I'm just getting the echo of it. Calmly enveloped says, V, we are being geeks in chat again. I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm loving the discussions on custom magic systems. I'm not able to read it all out while I'm also... Okay, I can't do that. Okay, that... I bet that has really cool stuff in it. Oh well. I could take a sip of water from this fresh water well. Sure looks like it's just a puddle that I sipped from, but it says it's fresh. I'm just gonna trust. Oh, I love this game. This is so beautiful. But where is all the danger I was warned of? At the moment, this just seems like a lovely location with which to walk my ghost deer. At which. Like, are there meant to be... there quite possibly are meant to be NPCs here. I could try server switching after I've had a little wander around if I don't encounter anyone. 9 says, where is all the danger? It got scared and left. Ah, perhaps. I am very intimidating. Calmly Enveloped says, the danger is, it's so lovely you never want to leave. Oh no! I've been tricked. Okay, oh, another huge physicality endeavor. That's wild. This is a good location to come with other players, for sure. Aha, 3 spirituality. I have that. Blessing, please. Reinvigoration. That's great. I love reinvigoration blessing. I don't think at these lesser altars that you normally get turned into an animal, which is unfortunate, but that's a good value. That's a good value. Like I've got 2 rings from cults, but I'm not against it. I should have a look at what they look like compared to mine. That gives me 1 speed. That gives me a sociality and a speed. I don't really want sociality. This gives me +1 mechanics. So I'm gonna put that one on. And this one takes away a sociality and gives me a ward. So I'm going to not put that on. Okay. +1 mechanics. So now without putting anything else on, my mechanics is naturally full. This is great. Okay. So intimidating with all that speed, says Calmly Enveloped. Thank you. I aim to be intimidatingly speedy. Jubal says, you know what's an interesting danger idea? I've actually not seen the Island of Lotus Eaters done in a computer game or TCRPG very well. What is that a reference to? It's pinging something in my head. Calmly Enveloped says the ghosts and goblins see them walking so fast toward them that they run away. Hello and welcome, Madam Libertine. Madam Libertine says, honestly, I've been here a few times and I'm not skilled enough to do any of the challenges, but I've never run into anything dangerous. The thing is, on the populated servers, I know these places get cleared out. I might try another server, but maybe you're right. If you've been here a few times and it's always empty, perhaps it's just peaceful. But I've heard other players say that you shouldn't do this, that this is one of the more dangerous areas. So I think it must just be regularly cleared out by players for loot. Jubal says goblins sort of sound like they should be their own separate... Oh, sorry, excuse me. Goblins sort of sound like they should be their own thing separate to goblins. Okay. Lotus Eaters, if I recall right, says Jubal, are from the Odyssey. Ah, okay. Alright. Well, my deer is still with me. I can still hear the disembodied baby laughter. Which, I mean, it doesn't make me frightened, except that I don't understand. I don't understand. Who is laughing? Show yourself. Oh, my deer's gone. Return to me. Oh, I scared away all the alive wildlife. I think that's understandable. Let's see. This takes me out to the Alkenrock coast. That's a surprise. Can you get to the Jade Urn Pavilion from the Alkenrock coast? Oh. Oh! My illusionary animal has leveled to level 2. I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna do a little server hopping and see if I can find anything. So, I'm gonna go on the be right back screen, but I'm still here. I'm right here. And I'm gonna log out and log in another less populous server and see what I find. Lotus Eaters, the basic idea was that they spend all of their time in narcotic-fueled dreams and neglect the physical world. Ah, okay. Alright. This has 0 of 7 people in it. Jericholim's Overpass. This server. That doesn't mean that nobody was there. Let me go back to the stream screen. There we go. But it means no one's there now, so I think we've got a shot. I'm going in. Okay. I'm back. A deer screamed at me. I mean, it still doesn't look like anyone is here. I'm surprised there's no NPCs. Because my first experience of the mountain secret was that no one was in there. But then when I returned at a later date, it turns out that it's absolutely full of adventurers who pretend they don't want to fight you and then do. And of course the underbelly had NPCs. Non-aggressive ones. Well, it is of course possible that the actual dangers are under those large rocks that require multiple people to lift. Because I'm also not noticing much in the way of treasure or anything like that here. So I think it's possible I'm not strong enough to get into the main part of Jade Urn Pavilion. Let me go look at one of those big rocks and see how much strength I would need, because I can come back at a later date. And let me also open these items. An itchy ring. It's not even worth very much. I won't pick you up. That. Basalt. Masonry clay. Alright, where was that large rock? I think it was around here. There was... There was one on this side, wasn't there? Ah, here's one. There's already an item dropped here, which makes me think someone else has already been here and lifted it, but... So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I am not ready for 9. I think I can master 5, maybe 6. So not enough. Well, that's interesting. Well, since I was unable to find anything more here, other than that it's extremely beautiful, I think I'll continue traveling the world. I'm still looking for a marble shade mushroom so that I can sacrifice to the brazier in the underbelly. I've had some intel that I might be able to find one in Batsahar, so I could head for there. People are mentioning We Happy Few as a potential take on the concept. Look at the heirloom urn. I keep seeing participants' cups. Is that a participation trophy? Joke, I guess. Alright, where on the Alkenrock coast does this spit me out? I could have just traveled from here. Oh, well. Lesson learned. I can still hear a child. Is this, am I being haunted by the ghost of a child? That's a little omen there. Are there actually children playing around here? Excuse me while I spend a few minutes searching searching for the disembodied children. Calmly envelops his effect cursed by child. Yeah, that must be it. Okay. Now I can start picking up whatever I want because there was not a lot of loot there. Yeah, I've got lots of room. Now I want to get to this little islet here because I don't think I've been on it before. And because the one time that I did travel to the little islands along the Alkenrock coast, I got killed by something and I have no idea what it was. And so, being a sensible person, I'm going to repeat the experiment. Okay, so this is another cemetery. Here, no. Ghost that's looking for something, I guess. I wonder why there's a cemetery and a little graveyard out on this island on an uninhabited coast. Some rubble. Seven. That's too much. Colleen Bellot says, are there children in this game then? I find a lot of games don't have any or enough children in, which makes them unbelievable for me. Yeah, there's plenty of children in the game. I mean, I say plenty. You encounter groups of children playing together in certain areas. I think a lot of games don't include children because in a lot of games you can just kill everyone. They feel like they don't want to take away your choice to kill a child, so they just don't let you just make children not exist. As messed up as that sounds on basically every level, but then in most games the only way to interact with the world is by killing things, so... Teferac says, outdoor children are Poppy's second least favourite thing. Yeah, Merlin absolutely hates when he sees children outside. He will start crying. He came to us from a family that had children, and he's quite traumatized by them. And it's really sad because when my siblings would visit when they were small children, they would be absolutely silent and very gentle and hold treats and never approach him, and they just did everything right to try and attract him. And he would just have none of it. He absolutely was terrified of them. And my siblings were not generally behaving like that. Like, they're quite loud and fun. But they were just so desperate to make a good impression on him and make him feel safe, and he just wouldn't do it. Tefrek says, I think she's worried they're going to come closer. Probably. And she was never socialized with children since we got her shortly before lockdown, so they're outside her comfort zone. Ah, that makes a lot of sense. Poor Poppy. Jubal says, Skyrim, if I recall, has immortal and invulnerable children. Yes. That's because in previous games they made the decision that children didn't exist and people thought that was ridiculous, so then they made immortal children. Comley Phillips says, are children bad for cats? No, a lot of cats love children. And my family have their own cats, which absolutely adore the kids in the family and always have. But the children of the... Mullen's experience with children was not positive. It depends on how the children behave around a cat. If they're going to throw them around, drop them on their head, pick them up when they're using the litter tray, stuff like that, pull their fur, rip out their whiskers, those are all things that cats understandably despise, and it makes them afraid of children. Children that are taught to be respectful of cats, to pet them gently, not to carry them around like they're dolls, are completely fine to be around children. But unfortunately with Merlin, he was already traumatized by that point. Ninetailed says, cats generally like quiet, calm interactions that they approach on their own terms. Children are extremely loud in your face. Oh, it depends on the child. It really does. Jabal says, I think the best game for children by far that I've played is The Witcher 3. They're really well written throughout the scripts. Oh, I've never played that. Ooh. An aged Kaleem. I'm gonna go speak to them. Ninetails says, did that rock just run away? Yes, that's a rock omen. There are plant omens and rock omens, which are just little rocks with legs, or little bushes with legs. You can see them over there. They are wild creatures of this world. There's a dog! I have to go pet this dog. Excuse me. Excuse me, aged Kaleem? Ah, one of the new generation, eh? Hello, youngster. Can you see any kinship between us Kaleem? I was once a famous Kaleem, would you believe, wandering between the villages all over Braided Shore. Of course, in those days, we were all journeying crafters, most every one of us, with the odd mystic or two, of course. We helped the locals with our special knowledge in build crafting, engineering, and the like. The term Kaleem or Dandelion was minted by those villagers, of course reflecting how they saw us, as seeds on the breeze. Going where the winds willed us and only staying for as long as it took us to complete some particular project. Those were the good times, most of them. Yes. I do still wander the roads from time to time, but only for pleasure. Well, it was nice to meet you. I'm going to pet your dog. And I'm going to give it a treat. And in return, it will give me some dribble. Thanks very much, dog. Okay. Colleen Phillips surprised that people treat cats like that. Yeah, I mean, some adults do too. It's very bad, but it really isn't difficult to teach children not to treat animals that way. It's okay to pick cats up if they're comfortable with being picked up. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But that's not a reflection on what else she would do. But Ninetailed Dragon says, sounds like a pretty good way to live, the Kaleem thing. Oh, agreed. Just traveling around seems... I mean, it seems so nostalgic and lovely, and yet, of course, I really love being in a house, and I never leave my house. But there is something that it fits nicely into my brain, the idea of being a traveling trader. Tefrak says, I'll scoop Poppy up for a hug if she's receptive, but if she's comfy somewhere, I'll vehemently defend her right to sit there. Oh, fully agreed. Merlin's pretty good about being picked up, but we generally... I'm quite surprised how good he is about it, considering we don't pick him up that often. But I think because we don't do anything to annoy him when we pick him up, it's not a big deal for him. Calmly Enveloped says, picking them up is okay, I just think there are better ways to get them to do what you want. Yeah, I mean, that's completely fair. Yeah. 9 says, basically cats are fine with stuff as long as you're respectful of them. Yes. Number 1 rule for interacting with any animal, treat them like they're people. Not like they're humans, but like their desires and needs are valuable and worth respecting. Hello and welcome, Talon. Talon the Dragon says, I feel much worse when I accidentally trip over my kitties or step on a tail than if I accidentally step on a human foot or run into someone. Weird observation of the day. Oh, I completely understand that. If I accidentally trip or step on Merlin, which isn't very often, thankfully, with my other cats, they would hiss at me to tell me I don't like that. Merlin just looks frightened. And sometimes he kind of makes a sad little meow. And he'll keep looking frightened until you say, oh, I'm really sorry, Merlin. And you give him a little pet, and then he knows that it was an accident and you didn't mean to hurt him. Because he's not very assertive. So I like to reassure him. Tefrak says, Poppy didn't like being picked up at first, so we respected that most of the time. But now she'll sit in my arms quite happily. Yes, trust makes quite a big difference. Obviously she learned that being held by you wasn't going to lead to anything bad for her. That's lovely. It's a big deal to get that kind of trust from a cat. I'm just picking up everything I want. Tefrak says, I try to keep in mind that we're slightly clumsy giants with limited sensory input compared to cats. Absolutely! That's a really good way of putting it. I feel just the same. Cult Poker, hello and welcome. Cult Poker says, art of this game is wondrous. Oh, I completely agree. It's just stunning. And it makes a very lovely time. I put a lot of hours into this game now, so obviously I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of the same areas. And I don't grow tired of them, or I haven't yet. Chubal Barkas's concept, a game that's sort of like Book of Travels, except you're wandering around fantasy Finland and you're Snufkin? Like a Moomin type game? Calmly Enveloped says, wow, so I've wondered, can Merlin understand English? He understands a lot of words. There is no way we can talk about food and feeding him that he will not understand it, because we keep changing it, and he always knows. Or learns it very quickly. He knows upstairs, downstairs, up and down, yes and no. He knows Joe and my names. He knows the names of a couple of our friends. He knows certain foods in particular. He knows play and cuddle and settle and probably a lot of other things that I don't really think about. He always seems to understand, and he always knows if people are talking about him, even if they aren't talking to him. No, my char disguise! No! No one will think I'm scary! I need to look scary so people don't fight me. Here we go. Tephyrex's Poppy's like that too. I have to apologize. Yeah. I think that the gentler cats don't want to tell you off. They're just like, I don't understand. What did I do wrong? Why are you angry at me? It's heartbreaking. What was it? 9 says, most cats can understand a little bit of language their family uses. They recognize words and sounds that are used in association with things that interest them. Yes. It's very true. Calmly Enveloped says, I've never come across a cat that seems to understand English. I mean, they don't understand language, I don't think, but they can understand certain words for sure. The cats you've interacted with probably know more than you realize. Merlin's he's a very emotive cat. I would say unusually emotive for a cat, so it's easy to tell what he does and doesn't understand. But some cats do understand, they just don't show that they understand in a way that we pick up. Oh, a little goat. I'm going to pet it. Look at the train go by. Isn't that stunning? Petting a goat. 9 says, V's doing the equivalent of a harmless insect having yellow and black stripes so they look like wasps. Exactly. I'm wearing an outfit that looks like what the bandits wear. But I'm not a bandit, and I don't even have a weapon. They'll never know. Nine-tailed Dragon says Merlin may or may not actually be a cat. It is suspicious that his name is Merlin, and we didn't name him that, so perhaps. Colt Poker says sign language gorilla. It's a thing. Yes, Coco. Yeah, a lot of animals understand a lot of language. Apes, like great apes in particular, can learn a shocking amount. Crows can learn quite a lot. Parrots, again, a shocking amount. But basically, because we communicate verbally all the time, any animal that spends a lot of time with us, even if you don't specifically train them to, will probably pick up some words. Now, I'm going to travel out to Seram Fields because I'm trying to find information about Kesa to bring back to my nighttime, secret nighttime club I've been invited to, with NPCs in this game. Teferac says, we recognized a few weeks back that Poppy often seems to take 20 seconds or so to respond to words of certain situations, and that we think it's literally her running a threat assessment in her head. Oh, that's very likely. Yeah, Merlin can take a few seconds to respond to almost anything. And you can see him kind of thinking about it, and he does this thing where he kind of stares and then stares down and then responds. It's a similar thing he does when he's deciding if he's going to jump up somewhere and stuff like that. So threat assessment could well be it. Jubal says, of course, per Arthurian canon, surely Merlin should better understand Welsh. Very true. But per Arthurian canon, Merlin's very old by now and probably understands quite a few languages. But for the record, I do not think my cat is secretly a wizard. He's putting on a very convincing cat impression, if so. Tefrak says, once we recognized that it was easier to link her understanding to her actions just on a lag phase. Ah. It's an old man. I'm not going to speak to the old man. There's some children up there running around. They sneak items out of case, I believe. 9 says, dogs can learn things, signs for things. Obviously they can't sign themselves, but there's a whole load of ways to communicate with a deaf dog. Yes! Yeah. Yeah, it's really impressive what dogs can learn from sign language. And in fact, people say that signing to dogs can be more effective than speaking, but it's just that obviously hearing dogs, you can communicate with them additionally when they can't see you, which has obvious benefits in communication, but well, when you're with an animal that might run away anyway. Jubal says, was that goat hover moving? Was it? This goat? I think it's just standing up on a slope. No, I think they're all on the ground. Kiz Cheese, hello and welcome. Lovely to see you today. Tefrak says, we refer to staring as the walnuts turning. I refer to it as the gears turning! You can see, I always say you can see the cogs moving. Cult Poker says, are there any peak events in this book? Bosses, big shifts in story, etc.? Or is it pure wandering with limited structure? It's not a game where there's a lot of, like, boss fights or anything like that. There are definitely enemies that appear in different areas on different servers at different times of day and things like that. There's a lot of big events, like the smugglers that only appear at certain times that you can interact with and gain quests from. There's a special black market event called the Night Market, which is only Tuesday nights at a specific location, and it's full of bandits and their wolves. Like, there's lots of interesting things to do, and there's definitely combat, but it's not a combat-focused game, so the majority of the game is wandering. I mean, you get quests from people to take things here and there, to get to certain locations in time, to find them items and stuff like that as well. Or help them fix things, that sort of thing. But a lot of events, because they do appear only at certain times of day or on certain days of the week, don't appear on my stream, because I stream Book of Travels at the same time every week. Particularly the difference between day and night is very different. There's many more kind of rare enemy events. Like there's particularly dangerous spirits that only appear at night in certain locations. Although I just run away from them and turn myself into an animal to avoid them. Okay, I've made it to Seram Fields. Nine says all goats are capable of lighter than air flight. True fact. Ah, I see. Kiz Cheese says, how's the game? I'm interested. I mean, I adore it. I got it at the beginning of January, and I've put a lot of hours into it. 70 or 80 hours so far. And I mean, for an early access game, I feel like I've had a lot to do. But if you're looking for a game where you're just going to be fighting people constantly, this is not that kind of game. But if you're looking for a game where you sometimes have very brief, scary, and meaningful combat, if you choose to, then this is a good game. And if you're looking for a game that's just beautiful and slow, like you can't run everywhere, you just will never have the stamina for that, and things like that. You just want to enjoy the beauty of it and talk to people and pick up things, then this is an excellent game, and there isn't really better. Calmly Enveloped says, I'm not even joking, like you're wandering around recording your experiences, so IMO, the book is a journal. Yeah, I mean, I think it's meant to be. Certainly. Nine says, I do keep meaning to try this game, finding the time, that's always the thing. Ah, it's a very big mood. Yeah, there's so many sheep. So this is the very edge of the current game. I'm in Seram Fields. Interestingly, this is the area I first spawned in when I started the game. Oh, thank you for the follow, Kiz Cheese. I appreciate it. But all of these locations you can see off to here, I can't access yet because the game hasn't built them in. But hopefully, eventually, they will be there. But there's an enormous amount of game of areas to the west. Nine says sheep are goats that wear clouds. True, true. Very well put. That scary sound. Don't panic. It's not one of the many ghosts of this game. It's just the oxes. They breathe very loudly. At night, there's usually torches in here that you can get for free, which is where I got my torch. A well-used back piece. I don't really need it. I'm gonna leave it. Xatu says, I've said it before, but this game is like walking through a Cézanne painting. I mean, I'm not at the moment able to remember what Cézanne's art looks like. But I completely agree that this game is like walking through a painting. I can't get over how beautiful it is. It's a really wonderful art style. So I'm doing a physical endeavor here to untangle these plants, which thankfully I have enough physicality to do. There we go. Oh, whoops. I don't want to speak to the shepherd. I want to pick up the flower. Excuse me, shepherd, you're in the way? You're a little bit in the way. I think there might be more there, but... Oh yeah, there's a dandelion. There we go. Colin Bell says, oh no, we're trapped in that quest from Oblivion. I loved that quest. The one where you go into the painting and you use turpentine on your weapons to fight the trolls. It was very fun. Nine says, also so much love for this game normalizing healthy people walking with sticks. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think having staffs and canes is a very big part of traveling in this game. And since you're walking everywhere, you do almost all of your travel by foot. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. I hadn't really thought about how in most RPGs you're walking everywhere, but there's not an option to have a walking stick. Alright, I'm absolutely not finding any of the things I came here to find. It's getting a bit framey. What's this about? But you know what? I'm having a lovely journey. What's that? Is that a Nomad's Rest? It looks a little too ruined to be a Nomad's Rest, but I'm gonna have a look anyway. Nine says lots of water. I bet it's the reflection slowing your frame rate. Oh, it could be. Well, it doesn't look like it's a Nomad's Rest. I'm gonna summon my deer to hang out with me for a little. My ghost deer. There we go. No need to travel alone. Is this... Oh, this is probably leading to an area I can't access yet. Look at this... lake? River out here? That's as far as I can go. Oh, it's such a shame. It's lovely. Getting a peek of it through the trees. Nine says, does the deer do anything, or is it just a friend that follows you around? It's just a friend that follows me around at the moment. These are the only pets in the game, but they intend to add actual alive pets. Which I'm looking forward to being implemented. But I'm very happy to have these ghostly creatures come with me. One of the fun things is that NPCs run away from some of the ghost animals. They're frightened of them, particularly the ghost dog. So that's always fun, wandering through town and everyone flees. Nine says, given the tone of the game, I'm sort of hoping it's just a friend. Yeah, it's just a friend. It's just for company. There's a lot of spells that I think some people would say don't do anything, but they do something. They kind of they're pleasant. they provide pleasure, I guess. Walnut lathe. Damaged animal skull, and some pieces of charcoal. I need those pieces of charcoal. Because the person who trades in knots that change your appearance says he'll tell me what the charcoal guise means if I bring him charcoal. Travel east to Charsmog Switch. That's not actually available yet, so I'll just go there and they'll send me away. Roots powder, very important. Exotic says sticks are very versatile. Extra support, checking surfaces for treacherous spots, reaching things that are otherwise out of reach, defense, etc. Yeah, absolutely. 9 says definitely. Ever since I started walking with a cane, I've been very taken with having a hook on a stick with me wherever I go. Super handy. I love that. When I was younger, whenever we went for walks, I always wanted to take a walking stick. And I don't really go for like hikes very much anymore, so that's probably why I don't have one now. But it just seems to me useful and cool. Like I think they're cool as well, honestly. Please let me pray at the headstone. Oh, there we go. It's not showing me. Okay, well the ghost did give me extra wood. It unfortunately glitched a little bit and didn't show me the endeavor, but that's fine. Always nice when the ghost chooses to bless me instead of curse me. I always appreciate that. Thank you, Headstone Ghost. Varsat Pass. I can't go there yet. Fixatus is back in the Netherlands. I frequently had an umbrella with me, which acted in a similar way to me. I did that as well! Or a brolly, as some Brits call it so lovingly. Yes, I do call it a brolly. Yeah, I had a very large rainbow umbrella, which I used as a walking stick for a while. And an umbrella, because it's always raining. But Tefrak says, I mean, where else are you going to hide your rapier? True, true. Fixata says, when it's raining, be sure to put on your wellies and bring a brolly, so jolly. I feel like you're specifically making fun of me, because that is absolutely what I would do. I am a jolly welly and brolly user. Tefrak says, we need something to be unnecessarily jolly about. And what is better than brollies and wellies, really? I guess I just really like rain and rain, like accessories. Rain accessories? Is that... I love like raincoats as well, like waterproofs. Why don't we have a fun name for those? Fixati says, or as Peppa Pig likes to repeat, when you want to jump in muddy puddles, you must wear your boots. Exactly. Peppa is very wise about these things. Colin Belt's making a King of the Hill reference, I think. My friend does that all the time. Tefrak says, I used to live in Swansea, and the life expectancy of an umbrella was about 3 weeks there, so I got out of practice carrying one. I briefly lived in Swansea, and I had the same experience. There was never a day in which an umbrella was a wise choice. The wind would absolutely destroy them. Okay, so these are all people that are waiting to get to Kesa, but the roads are all closed due to the Kesa conflict. Let me see if there's anyone here I can get some information from. But after I pick this flower, obviously. Ninetailed Dragon says, I seem to recall that comedian Billy Connolly once did an entire song about wellies. If it wasn't for your wellies, where would you be? I like that. Tefrak says cagoule is an awful word. I've never really had anyone use that. What is that, like, loud sound and then everyone gasping? That's sort of what happens when someone casts a spell, but I didn't see anyone cast one. Just hearing explosions. No one is allowed beyond this point, traveller. Access to the city of Kesa is denied any and all travellers who cannot produce an official pass from the coroners. Please find an alternative route to your destination if you can, traveller. Well, who can I speak to? I think I can only speak to the children, and I'm sure I've done that before. I want to know what the banging is. Looks dangerous. What looks dangerous, though? We played with the kids near the ravine. They have sweets from Queso to trade. Yes, I've been there. There's a little pig. Is something supposed to be happening here that I can see? Spellcraft. I don't see any spells. Hang on. I can give a treat to this pig. It'll give me a pig bristle in return. Thank you, pig. Nine says the whoomp sound also honestly sounds like someone blowing on their microphone. It rather does. Cult Poker says perhaps it is the sound of battle. Oh no, I know what the sound of battle sounds like. You can hear the swords clanging. So you can hear it more distantly here, right? It's a bit firework-like, isn't it? Well. Anyway. Wasn't able to find it, so... I'm gonna begin my journey back. Or if I can find a Nomad's Rest. Let me check if there's any Nomad's Rest here. I could transport myself to Batsahar, which would be nice. Tefrak says maybe that's my mum's influence. We always called it a waterproof coat, a cagoule. And it's a word that trips off the tongue and face plants into the street. See, I've never called it that. I always call them waterproofs, but I mean, I don't dislike the term cagoule. You're the first person I've heard use it. But then, I mean, this is the UK. You go from one town to the next and everyone uses different terminology for everything, so it's not exactly a surprise. Jubal says we use the word cagoule too, or raincoat, or waterproof, or Mac. I've heard Mac before, although I feel like Mac applies only to like a specific kind of coat. I don't know if that's just me. Cult Poker says, is there seafaring in this game? There is not seafaring, but you can take a boat between locations. A really lovely steamboat. But it's essentially a kind of fast travel. Like, you don't control the boat in any way. Again, this game is in very, very early access, so I don't know whether they have plans for that in the future, but... Arachne Weaving, hello and welcome! Arachne Weaving says, I've just caught up with your live stream. Oh, hello! Right. Yeah, I'm gonna look for a Nomad's Rest so I can make a portal for myself to go to Batsahar and hopefully find a marble shade, although I think I'm running out of time on the stream to do that now. Arachne, you always arrive right at the end. Ah, our timing. Our timing never interacts at the right time. 9 says no blobular-shaped disaster rafts. No, the only blobular-shaped disaster rafts on my streams are currently on East Shade, which is a shame because the shaped disaster raft was very fun. Tefrak says my mum was a proud Scouser, so I occasionally realize something I think is common terminology is in fact narrowly regional. Yes. Yeah, I can see how that would happen. One of my friends, I mean, a lot of my friends live in different parts of the UK to me, and whenever we're talking, or previously lived in other parts of the UK, and frequently when we're talking, they'll say something, and I'm like, that is not how it works here. I don't. I have never heard that said before, and it's fun. Arachne says, I just wanted to say hi, I'll enjoy the full video on YouTube. Aw, thank you, Arachne Weaving. It's lovely to see you in person. And your rainbow heart. Oh? Oh, I think the ghost frightened him. The old man. He started to fade as if he was being teleported. It happens when they flee. I'm just gonna have a little wander around Charcate Passage, I suppose. Oh yeah, the other part of the Secrets of the Mountain is a large rock that's around here-ish, perhaps? If I find it... Here it is. I can find out how much strength I need to open it. Because I quite like to get up enough, because I think it takes you to a different part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might be able to do that. Hang on. These gloves give me +1 physicality. No. This hammer gives me +1 physicality. My physicality is now 5. Do I have anything else? Hang on. What do you do? +1 spirituality. +1 physicality potion. Just before we go, I just want to open this. I've consumed it. I have +1 physicality. My physicality should now be 6. Okay. Oh, I'm going in. Ah, I opened it myself. I'm the strongest person alive. This is Mountain Secret, which is another outmark, which I've been to before in a previous stream. It was the one with the shapeshifted adventurer. This is a different entrance. Let me get my torch out. Okay, no, I think this is the same. Oh, those are angry ghosts. I sense danger nearby. Well, yeah, okay, I have to turn into a deer. Pass them safely. Calm enveloped says, if hearts are rainbow, does that mean the brain is full of gold, or is it something else which is? Wait, why didn't I turn into it? Why didn't I oh, I summoned my ghost! Oh no, I'm being chased by the shades! Okay, no. No, I hit the wrong thing. I hit the wrong thing. Combat is about to happen. That's a lot of ghosts! Oh, don't hit me before I turn into it. Oh, nope. So many ghosts. Oh no. I summoned my ghost deer instead. That's why that happened. Okay, I'll have lost a life petal. That's a shame. 9 says, here lies V, successfully recruited by ghosts. Oh no. Oh, my spells have come off. I'm tired. Oh no. I'm going back though. Firstly, I must be disguised. It wouldn't do it. Why didn't it? Am I too tired to do spells? You know what? I'm just gonna have a little rest until I'm not tired anymore. I know it's at the end of the stream, but I'm just very quickly, once I'm not tired, gonna go and go back in and have a look at those ghosts again as a deer. Vixada says V stands for very strong. Thank you. I appreciate that. 9 says V is so strong they vaporize the rock. All true, all true. I don't know how I died to those ghosts when I'm as strong as I am. Apart from that, I made no attempt to fight them. Oh, my spells. Okay, I was too tired to cast spells. That's interesting. I didn't know that was an effect. I might as well carry my cane and my correct wristband. Oh no, wait, I need to... Unless the rock is not open right now. Am I on the wrong side of the pass right now? I think I am. Okay, I need to cross the bridge. I could go in down through this side entrance that we did last time, but I want to do the big rock that I opened myself. And see if it's any different. Hopefully it's still unlocked, but there's a reasonable chance it isn't. I should be careful not to lose more than one more life petal. Permadeath isn't currently enabled in the game, but it will be switched back on at some point, and I don't want to die anyway. Calming Belt says, can you regain life petals? Yes, you can. There are some knots which will heal them. There is some teas which will heal them. And the guardians at the Dandelion Temple will heal them as well. So there's ways to get them back. There's a tea on the island of Mert, which is a little bit hidden, which is how I usually restore them. I go and drink that secret hidden tea. Ninetailed Dragon says tea cures everything, apparently including moderate cases of death. Well, of near death. I believe that when death is enabled again, you just die. And there's talk that there may be an afterlife as a ghost that you can play through, but you will be dead. Now that itself sounds interesting. Okay, we're looking for the large rock. It's open, but will it let me in? It will let me in. Yes. Okay, I hope the ghosts have reset and aren't standing right by the door. Oh no, they have not reset. Oh please. Okay, they haven't aggroed yet. I have a chance. I have a chance. I sense danger nearby. No shit. Okay. They won't attack me now. Oh, they're not angry anymore. The ghosts of bandits. Why aren't they red anymore? Why were they red before? Me being a deer shouldn't have changed that they're red. It just changes whether they attack me. A shadowy figure. There's different people here than the last time I was here. And they're familiar! Oh, a cat! They have a cat familiar. They're not aggressive. Although maybe they killed all of these people. That seems very likely. I have one more life petal. Let's do it. And who might you be, I wonder? The Pale Witch! The Pale Witch? Me? You can probably guess if you'll put your mind to it. And please don't bother my cats. They've had no opportunity to feed today. You might lose a finger. I want to talk to your cats so desperately. It just ran away, though. Why is their Ardent Lantern red? I've never seen that. Just check, they're not gonna aggro? Apparently not. Did the Pale Witch calm them? I can hear the cat purring. I know you're here, where are you? Oh, I can't see it though. She said cats though, so there might be others? What is happening? Calming Belt says no death saving throws in this game, huh? No. Madame Libertine says my ass off, he lives on the edge. I know, I just... In video games, I'm made of bad decisions. I just want to do whatever's interesting. Madame Libertine says, OMG, I'm so jealous right now. The Pale Witch and her army of ghosts and her cat familiars, I need to know more. Oh, they're not angry, are they? No, they're still not angry. I've never seen this many ghosts in one place. I'm not going to put my torch on, because that might be what aggroed them. I don't know. Okay, this is where I met the adventurers in the past, isn't it? It was this little room, and they all attacked me. So this is the same path, it's just got different people in it right now. Cult Poker says maybe the torch got them mad. I'm wondering that as well. I'm definitely not going to turn it on again. Fixato says, so is this a proper ghost town? I guess. Not normally. Fixato says, V is getting spirited away by excitement over ghosts. Yes. Always. Also, that was a really excellent movie. Okay, oh wait, are they angry? They are angry. Those ghosts are angry. So I'm going to turn into a deer and sneak past them. Well, I'm running out of deer transformations, so I can't just keep doing this. I've gone a little bit overstream, but this is so fascinating. Why are there all these ghosts here? What calms them? What angers them? What is happening? Okay. Well, they're still red, so they would attack me if they could see me as a person. If I had a torch, I can't even see this area because I don't have my torch out. This is fascinating. This is not at all what this area was the last time we visited. I didn't realize that the outmarks had randomized or changing events the same as the rest of the world. Of course, it makes a lot of sense. That is how the rest of the world works. So if I keep visiting these locations, I'll keep having different encounters. And I have to tell you, at some point, I am gonna try the combat, I think, at some point. I'm curious what it might open up in the game. Alright, I'm going back to the Pale Witch. I want to see her cat, if I see it around again. They're all fine. There's rubble there. Okay, nope, that's too much. They're still not angry. Can I speak to any of these ghosts? I'm curious. Doesn't seem like it. Where did your cat go? The curious type, are you? Curiosity is a noble trait. You should hang on to it. People who lose their curiosity, or Sephra forbid, never had one in the first place, tend to be unbearably dull individuals. I am currently examining this trickle of water. The ravine above connects to the Casso Inlet and the ocean. And that water is salty, but what comes down here is sweet. I would not recommend drinking it, though. Several of my scrying spells have come up blank. It is quite curious. I have taken samples home to study, but away from the mountain the water changes. Every time I care to further my studies, I have to come get a new batch. Mind how you go down here if you have no wards against shades. They won't get past my spirit shield, the swarming little ghostlings. But someone like you just might get overwhelmed. Take care now, Wanderer. The Pale Witch is the reason these ghosts aren't attacking me. Okay, that's the same conversation. Where is your cat? I need to speak to your familiar. I've never wanted to speak to an animal in this game as much as I want to speak to your familiar. Listen for purring. Do you see the name familiar anywhere? I don't. It's like the cat just ran off. Cult Poker says maybe you can get her ghost shield trading. Well, she doesn't have the option to trade, so I can't trade with her. But it probably does exist in the world, or will eventually. Alright, I think I'm gonna leave. And I'm gonna end the stream there. This was great. What a surprise that there was no enemies in Jade Urn Pavilion, but then we encountered dozens of ghosts in Mountain Secret. Dozens of angry ghosts. Let me go to my little end screen. Thank you all so much for being here. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you for the follow, Colt Poker. I've had a lovely time. I'll be back playing more next week on Wednesday, and on Friday this week I'll be playing more East Shade, which I'm really looking forward to. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day, everyone. And yeah, I'll see you next time, hopefully. Goodbye.